So my name is Anthony Robinson from Penn State. I recently finished teaching the world's largest class on mapping, which is pretty awesome. And I want to share with you a little bit about how this worked, some of the inspiration behind it and some of the results. The class is really designed to be an entry-level experience into what we do. I wanted people to be able to create their first map to tell a story. A lot of people have never made a map before. Rethink what maps can do, understand how geography is in every single thing, that it's revolutionary and it's ordinary. I think these are all things that we could stand to sort of distribute to the rest of the world in a much better way. The basic structure of the class, it's a 5-week class. It functioned kind of like a 1-credit equivalent thing, although it was not 4 credit. And my objective here was really to create something that was like the gateway drug to map making. I want people to be excited about this stuff, and for the same reason there's so much energy in this room, because it's exciting stuff. This class is one of the first 5 that were offered at Penn State through Coursera, which is one of the platforms that Dina mentioned earlier. If you Google it, you'll find out more about it. So it's exciting that my university also took geography seriously as a topic to highlight in this kind of forum. It's a great opportunity. There are 2 partnerships I want to highlight here that are important. One is our Geospatial Revolution video series, which most of you are familiar with, that I leveraged in the class. And also I worked quite closely with Esri's education team, who helped me design labs in ArcGIS Online that would scale to tens of thousands of people all around the world. Really non-trivial task. The course itself involves a bunch of text and graphics I created, teach the core competencies, and then 2 short lecture videos to augment those things. Incidentally, this is my OkCupid profile picture that I would use, I guess. It's impossible to get a good screen capture of yourself. It looks terrible. The course itself runs on several different kinds of assessments. So you have weekly quizzes every week. Everything has to be automated or rely on peer review. You can't have something that I grade, obviously, with thousands of people. Discussion participation is important, peer review of final mapping project, and then a comprehensive final exam that I'll highlight a little bit more about later. The course kicked off with a little activity to pin yourself on the map. And this is the result that after 10 minutes of sending an email to thousands of people, about that time 40,000 people, within 10 minutes all these pins have been added. And you'll see in a second, after 24 hours, the map was so full of pins that the application correctly started to suppress some of the data on the client side and wouldn't show it until you actually zoom in. There are now tens of thousands of points in here, close to 22,000 ultimately. Here's a zoom. If you zoom in, you can see a place like Sao Paulo, where apparently I could go and have a pretty cool party. Here's what I did with this data after it was collected and stripped out and taken out of the terrible application that it was in. I was able to make a density map. This is students aggregated to 100-kilometer hexagons. And so you can kind of see it looks like almost like a population density map of the world, with some exceptions that are interesting. The course definitely was massive. There were 48,000 people registered. About 36,000 of those people actually did anything. My stupid head was talking on videos 170,000 times, which is terrifying. The discussion forum ended up being twice the size of cartotalk.com, 95,000 posts. The final exam included 50 questions, drawing from the 5 different weeks of assignments. 4,500 submissions of that. People did pretty well. About 40 out of 50 is the average score. About 5% of the people, just like in a normal class, didn't read the instructions and didn't submit an exam. The course was completed by 3,064 people, so that's people that did all the assessments and passed everything. There's about another half again number that's people that were there but didn't do assessments. So that's a pretty good rate, and this is a map of people actually pinning themselves after they completed it. The reactions you get are pretty amazing in a class like this. They happen almost instantly. This is a guy in, I think, Spain who said that this class was amazing. It made him cry, but in a good way, because the course helped him understand that geography was part of everything, and it helped tie together these things for him. This young lady said that she paid $100,000 to go to 2 schools, and my free course is better than that, which is awesome. And then this person thought I was an idiot and hated the course. So you get every possible kind of feedback. This is an example of a final map that was made for the final assignment to tell a story with a map. This is a student who did something about a pest surveillance research project in the Midwest, and so they made this story map after 5 weeks, which is pretty awesome. And we'll see here in a second another example of a final map. This is from actually a professional who took the class. So there were quite a few people, maybe some people in this room, who took this course and then made some really excellent examples, and I think that contributed to a great environment in the course, with professionals helping novices and that kind of stuff. This is just an awesome example. One of the most popular questions in the course is, will there be more courses like this? So I'm not ready to do another one, but if those of you in the room who work at educational institutions consider doing this, I highly recommend it. There are some things to think about when you design a class like this to be careful with, but there's a ton of demand out there. If you want to know more about kind of the behind the scenes of how it was developed and how it came together, Adina and I have done a series of podcasts now. We just did the last one. We recorded it today. all the way through the process of making it and delivering the course. You can hear even more of me talking if you want. I'm going to teach the class again in March of 2014. I'm happy to talk to folks here this week and give you some input about how MOOCs and stuff work if you're interested. Thanks a lot for your time.